Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. Okay. You can place your stuff on the table and then stand here, face that camera. Welcome to this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and Related Matters. Mr. Witness, in which language do you wish to make your testimony? Can you speak into in which language do you wish to make your testimony? What is your religion?
I am a Muslim.
Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
I do an affirmation.
Madam Chair, the witness wishes to make an affirmation. Okay, use your right hand. Your right hand. Lift your right hand up and then repeat after me. I, Lamin B. Sanneh,
Sanneh,
do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you. You may be kindly seated. Madam Chair, the witness is sworn. I have the honor to hand over the witness to you for us to proceed.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sanneh.
Good afternoon, Madam.
Yes, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Counsel, we may proceed.
Yes, Mr. Sanneh, can you kindly tell the Commission your full name?
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Landim B. Sanneh.
And your address, sir?
My address is Jara Soma.
You are the chairperson of the chairman of the Mansakonko Area Council. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
Since when?
Since May 2018.
18. And you are still the chair?
Yes, I am still the chairman.
Right. Please guide us through your educational background.
I started primary schools in Kallaji Primary School, then proceed to Brikama Secondary Technical, then proceeded to St. Peter's Technical High School in 1988, and sat to the common entrance, sat to the GCE level in 94. Then in 2004 did a diploma in youth in development work. 2008-9 did a postgraduate diploma in population and development studies, alongside a diploma in small and medium-sized enterprise development. Then in 2020 to 22, I did a master's degree in international relationship and diplomacy.
Right. That's good. You recall that you gave a statement to the investigators?
Yes.
Okay. We'll give you a copy of your statement.
Okay.
Please go through the statement, and after which you can advise the Commission whether that is the statement that was obtained from you.
Yes, this was the statement.
We apply to tender the statement of the witness, Mr. Landim B. Sanneh. The date is the 10th of November 2023, to be admitted into evidence and marked as an exhibit.
November 2023, made by the witness, is hereby admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/MKAC/LBS/001.
As the commission places. Now, Sanneh, I will ask you a series of questions. The first is the area council, Masakonko Area Council, from 2018 to 2023, did you secure any loan from the bank or any bank?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Do you have the list as to how many loans were secured from the bank and which bank you got these loans from?
No, I do not have the list with me, and I may not also vividly remember the banks that we've taken loan, but I can agree that during the period, we have taken loans from banks.
Okay, so if we ask you to provide us with the list, will you be able to do that?
Yes, I will.
Right, please do. Write it down. We want you to give us those informations.
Yep.
Now, what is the procedure in council if the area council is to contract a loan from any financial institution?
Well, to the best of my knowledge, there has to be an expression to acquire loan from the bank, and that has to come from the council.
From the general council?
Not from the general council, but from the council administration.
And is that the CEO and finance director?
Exactly.
So do you, and what is your role as chairman? Do you take part in its application or its approval for the request to be sent to the bank?
Yes, I do provide advice, and probably I'm contacted for advice sometimes.
Sometimes?
Yeah.
But sometimes they take these loans without informing you?
Yeah, if it doesn't require my attention, probably if the loan is too small, like if it is an overdraft, maybe sometimes they may not consult with me. But if, like, based on the size of the loan, I am consulted sometimes.
Based on the amount. So, but that would not be proper. Would that be proper? Because the monies that they take by way of loan would be tying the council's interest. You understand that? Mm-hmm. So that the bank would now enforce against the council. So do you think only the CEO and the finance director can decide to take loan without informing the chairperson or the chairman or council as a whole?
Yeah, well, just like I said, in a very rare occasion they will, and I think that will not be proper, like you said. Most properly, what will be required is to consult with the council, and that I represent the council on day-to-day basis, working at the office. Yes. Yeah, if it goes beyond me, then it has to be the council, the general council, through the finance committee.
Yes. Now, or it can even be through you. Now,
yes.
Is there any amount that, for instance, if it reaches this amount, maybe if they want to take a loan up to a certain amount, then it will be taken to council. Is that arrangement there?
No, I can't remember that arrangement. But all I know, if it is not overdraft or a minimal loan for a designated purpose, except it is a huge amount, then there it has to go to the finance committee and then the central general council.
So what is a huge amount?
Well, that is not salaries, because mostly our overdrafts will go for salaries. So if it is out of salaries and it's a loan, normally we refer it to the finance committee.
Now, the financial manual talks about the authority for expenditure. You know this? Mm-hmm. You are familiar with the financial manual?
Yes, to some extent.
To some extent. So when you were appointed, you knew there is a financial manual in existence.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yep.
And there's the Local Government Act as well.
Yep.
The Finance and Audit Act 2004.
Yes.
The Procurement Regulations and Act.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the manual for local government area councils, section 305, talks about the authority for expenditure. You aware of this?
Yep.
That the authority to incur expenditure is vested in council through budget approval, that the finance director shall not make any payment nor accept any charge in his accounts unless authorized by the chief executive and in accordance with the monetary thresholds approved by each council. So now payments in or out of the account must follow regulations, correct?
Yes.
And so the CEO, the chairman, and council should be aware. You understand that?
Yes.
So for instance, if you are to authorize expenditure, the law says the CEO can authorize certain expenditure that is approved by council. Council should provide approval based on thresholds with respect to what the CEO can approve and what you as chairman can approve.
Yep.
But this was not done?
You mean that was not done?
I'm asking, yes.
No, I can attest that this is what is being done in instances where loans are acquired or payments or expenditure is done.
What is it? Go ahead.
It's based on, as you said, thresholds are observed. When we came newly, of course, there were some deficiencies here and there, but as we go along, some of these were taken care of in terms of what CEO can spend without referring to the chairman or referring to the council, and what even the CEO plus the chairman in the office can expense without referring to the council. So these are all in place as of now.
Okay. So when did it start?
I do not remember the date, but it will fall into 2024.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But from 2018 to 2023, this was not in place?
Yeah, it was on casual basis, but it was not regulated. There is nothing like we refer to it, but like at discretionary level, we will feel that, we have to inform the council before we do X, Y, and Z. Okay. Yeah. But so there was no, proper regulation in place that will guide us.
Why was that the case?
Yeah, you will understand that this is what we found on the ground, and we had to gradually work on to put in some of those regulations in place so that we are able to work in tandem and in line with the norms of a good modern institution.
So council did not know as a body that there should be thresholds, limitations for expenditure at the time?
No, I won't say council would not know, but I would say there were no regulations there at the time. So, and I think that is because of that, we will still, even though we do not have it in black and white, we'll still refer to the council in some instances,
yes,
as a management.
My point is, whether 305 of the manual was known to council between 2018 to 2023, that whether, as a general body, council was aware that there is a law regulating that there must be a threshold for expenditure.
Yeah, I believe council, if aware, we were not operating it.
Okay, was aware, but we were
if not aware at all, we were not operating
if aware?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Meaning we might not be aware, simply.
No, but you are there as the head, so now I want to know.
Yeah, I just want to confirm.
You as the head, now we want to know what was the definitive position at the time, so that as the head of the council, is either the threshold was not adhered to because it was not really genuinely within the knowledge of council as a body, so no one raised it up, so that the expenditure is done in the usual way, or that you guys knew about it but did not regulate it?
Yeah, maybe I need to understand. My position is, it is in the manual.
Yes.
I understand.
Right.
But now, we have to have our customized regulations that will guide us in the thresholds that we want to use.
Like what kind of regulation?
Like, for example, we have our financial regulation that, internally we say, okay, beyond 30,000 or 20, let's say 50,000, it has to go to council.
Yes.
For that threshold specifically.
Yes.
So we do not have that. That's what I'm saying.
Why?
Yeah, because when we came, what we inherited, we have to gradually put in place all that. And I can happily tell you that now it's there.
No. I understand that. I have no doubt that so many things will change with time. My point is whether during that time that you took over, a new administration was ushered in 2018, all the way to 2023, whether the existence of Section 305 with respect to authority for expenditure was known at that time.
Yes.
It was?
Yes.
Okay. Now, why was it difficult to implement it?
Yeah.
Or why was it not implemented?
Yeah, I think I said we were implementing it. I said discretionarily we would refer payments to the council, even though it was ad hoc then. But then moving forward, we had to meet and decide that, okay, this amount we have to go to council. This amount CEO has to can approve and operate on. So that's what I'm talking about. But I wouldn't say entirely we were not adhering to it. Okay. Because I know there were a series of payments that were referred to General Council and loans that were referred to General Council at the time. Okay,
so we will wait for you to bring the list for the loans that were contracted during this period, and we can discuss further. Now, on a day-to-day expenditure, aside from the loans, what is the arrangement between you, council, and the CEO and the finance director in relation to daily expenditure, whether it is for the simple procurement, or whether it's procurement activities, or whether it's for other financial transactions, or allowances and so on and so forth?
I mean, at the time, what I can say is the arrangement is based on the general rules, that is the Act and the financial management manuals and procedures.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what is that?
You mean?
And what is this arrangement?
I mean, the arrangement is based on the available frameworks that are in place. That is the Audit Act, the Procurement Act, Procurement Regulation.
Okay, so you implement what the law says?
Yeah.
All right. So the CEO does not have the absolute power for expenditure in your council from 2018. He must consult you.
No, not all the times. Not all the times. The CEO, based on approval of council on expenditure, like, for example, it starts with the budget. If we approve the budget, and based on approval of some of the activities, the CEO necessarily do not have to come to me to expense, because then it is approved and finance committee have sat over it and all those stuff. And when approval is done and everything is done, maybe in here and there are some consultations, but I do not need to approve any other thing again.
You have to. That's what the law says. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to be the supervisor of council's administration.
Yeah.
You cannot be consulted for every payment. No, but some payments are deemed to be within the CEO's capabilities. You understand? That's what the law is saying. The law is saying that there should be a limit that the CEO can pay or authorize expenditure or charge in the account without consulting you beforehand.
Yeah.
And there should be some payments that, even if it is budgeted for, you must look at the legality, whether it is going in line with, whether it is a contract that was issued and it's going in line with the dictates of the contract. For example, the contract says the last payment has to be done upon completion and certification, and there is no completion, there is no certification the CEO wants to pay. It's in the budget. But is it right for him to pay at that point?
Yeah, I think we are speaking the same language. I am consulted stage by stage, and wherein I am not even consulted, I follow up.
Okay.
Because I know, like, when activities are being implemented and expenditure is done, whether I am consulted, I follow up.
Okay. And how do you do this following up?
Yeah, we have, let's say, periodic senior staff meetings.
How periodic?
On bi-weekly basis, we have senior staff meetings.
Monthly basis?
No, I say weekly.
Weekly basis,
yes.
okay.
And also, here and there, I have the discussion to call a senior staff meeting at any time. So sometimes I do call senior staff meetings based on need.
Okay. So for every withdrawal that they do from the account, you will know?
No, not every withdrawal I will know. Some withdrawals I may not know, but like activities, I will be consulted that this activity will be done and this expenditure will be done on it. Already it would have been approved. So when it is being withdrawn, sometimes I'm not informed because withdrawal may be done in various forms. Sometimes it's either the contractors are involved or some other agents may be involved. So that one I may not be informed of all the withdrawals. But
so go ahead.
Yeah, I'm informed on activity implementation.
But not the withdrawals?
Pardon?
Not the withdrawal?
Not every withdrawal, no.
So which means there is a chance that they may be doing withdrawals without you knowing?
Yeah.
Beforehand?
That is possible. Because I do not sign, I do not take care of books for withdrawal or checks.
Do you not demand that they send you copies or say every week or so to just send you copies of all the withdrawals that have were done, especially by the authorized by the CEO, for you to cross-check?
Normally, that will be reserved for my internal auditor. Internal auditor will periodically, I think every payment is submitted to the for pre-audit before payment to the internal auditor. Yeah. And then the internal auditor will have monthly reporting to my office.
Monthly?
Monthly reporting. We provide monthly reports.
To your office?
Yes, but where necessary also, internal auditor will also hint me on some payments. Or
what do you do with these reports?
There is an audit committee. So when audit reports are presented to my office, I review them. And where need be, we call an periodic audit committee meeting to look at some queries that are coming, if there is any.
Have you been addressing these audit reports?
Yes.
In council?
Yes.
You have minutes of that?
Yes.
Can you provide it?
Yes.
All right. You can write it down, please.
Thank you.
Audit reports. Audit reports. Now, how many bank accounts, you know?
Yeah. We operate on 4 bank accounts.
Please tell us the banks.
Yeah, one with the Trust Bank.
Yes.
Guaranteed Trust Bank, Reliance Financial Services, and Supersonics, now Salam, yeah.
Okay. You have salary increment or allowance that were increased from 2018 to 2023?
We actually have salary increased in 2024.
For the staff?
Yes.
But from 2018 to 2023, it didn't happen?
No.
The allowance of the elected officials like yourself and the councillors?
2024.
But from 2018 to 2023?
No.
It was never increased?
Yeah.
Do you know whether there is a strategic plan?
Yes, there is a strategic plan. There was a strategic plan. Now it has expired.
When?
2023, and now we're working on a new one.
Can you provide the one for 2020?
Yes, I can.
20. Now, the establishment register, you guys keep one?
Yes, we do.
fixed asset register?
Yes, we do.
Is it up to date?
Yes, very well up to date.
How is it updated? How often?
Well, that I may not actually be able to answer, but I know the procurement officer and the admin are in charge, and by reports that reach my office, it's up to date.
Do you discuss the assets of council in general council meetings?
Yes, we do.
To ascertain the assets that that council has?
Yes. In fact, not very long ago, at the beginning of this year, we conducted an exercise to update and to update all the assets and even lease the landed properties of the council. So that included the assets.
We need
process.
the complete asset register from this period.
Thank you. You get it.
Mr. Sanneh, during this period, were lawyers retained at any point from 2018 to 2023, whether you have had you've had reason to employ the services of lawyers?
No, we couldn't get one.
Advisors to council?
No, except those in the subcommittees that are subject matter specialists in the subcommittees, but we do not have special advisors to the council.
Okay. Companies? Limited liability companies?
Yeah. If probably I would say it would be our conference center. The conference center, we envisage for it to be the business arm of the council.
Yes.
We have a conference center that council built and operating it as a business center for both accommodation and conferencing.
Okay.
So it is the business arm of the council.
Yes, but you did not incorporate a company
No,
for
not
that?
yet. We didn't.
Do you intend to have a company for that?
Yes, we do.
All right. But you don't have a company you have established for any business?
No, not yet.
Now, the issue regarding your income and expenditure. For your income, for instance, how do you, when you're doing your budget, let me just first start by asking you, what is your process of your budget preparation in council?
The budget is being prepared first in consultation with the various units of the council, I mean the various departments.
Yes.
Let's say the planning and development, the chairman's office, the finance office or finance department. You know, we will all be consulted when it comes to budgeting for us to all develop our individual department budgets based on the priorities of the council. So we will all submit our budgets, departmental budgets, to the finance department, who will review it, then place it before us as a council. It's a process that will go through the finance committee, okay, to the general council, and back to the to the finance committee, and it's being scrutinized. It will, of course, go through my office and the CEO's office.
Yes.
Then before it goes to the general council, and then to the ministry.
Now, is that all?
Yeah, and from the ministry it will come back to the general council again.
The participation of the ward committees?
Yeah, the ward committees are represented by the ward councillors. Yeah, of course, that's why I say based on the priorities, because the development of the strategic plan is so participatory that most of what the wards will say is embedded in the strategic plan, and this, the chairman of this ward also is the ward councillor, and the ward councillor participates in the development process of the budget.
Now, do you send them notifications that it is the stage wherein you are now preparing to formulate your budget, and then you expect them to do they send in their proposals?
No,
they don't send.
We have never been doing that. We have not been consulting them that we are developing budget and we will need some input from them.
Okay.
I don't think we have done that before.
But you know that there's a requirement in the Finance and Audit Act in relation to budget, correct?
Yeah, but like I said, the notion is, the chairman of the ward committee is the councillor. So when we are developing, the notion is the ward committee chairman, that is the councillor,
right,
would have engaged the ward committee members.
Would have?
Would have, yes.
But after 1 year, you realized they did not.
Yeah, I can certainly not confirm whether they have.
Yeah, exactly. So the subsequent, no, in the absence of evidence that they did that, then you can clearly conclude that they did not do that. So then the subsequent year, then you change strategy. Then you do what the law says. The law says you write to them, you inform them, so that you invite their contributions in relation to, they tell you what they want. Is that not the case? Well, that's what is stated in the law, right?
Yeah.
And so that should be done. Because if you don't get it, then you wouldn't know what their priorities are in development. Where every ward may have a different priority target in relation to any given year. You may be drilling a borehole for a particular ward when they do not think it is the most important for or in that year. They may have another priority. They may feel maybe agriculture is much more important to them at that year. Maybe they have an existing borehole or maybe they have a plan to have a private investment in relation to that. Is that not the case?
Yeah, I agree. Priorities can change.
Yeah.
Then that is point noted. It's my belief that the ward committee chairman, the councillor, could do a good job in that. But it's noted. We take it on board. I think it could be it is good, since it's in the act, and it cannot be bad. So we will take it up. Maybe next when we budget, we will do so.
Okay. In relation to your projections for your income, expected income in a given year, how do you know this? Because in formulating or your budget preparation, you would be making projections.
Well, it's well known that before any fiscal year, there will be some assessments.
Yes.
Our finance department or our rates and taxes department will conduct assessments,
right,
to ascertain properties that are taxable and that would need to pay license and all the stuff.
Is this done?
Yeah, that is done annually.
Is it effective?
Yes, to the best of our ability, is effective.
And you know how much you'll have every year?
We project as to how much we will have for the year.
The repeated problem is do you have the report every year? If we ask that you give us a report that is the assessment for 2018 or 2019, will you be in a position to produce that?
Yeah, I believe we will produce it, because every district there is a collector attached, and the collector will do the assessment for that. And the report is produced and delivered to the finance department, which they use as a guide to do the revenue collection. So I believe the reports will be there.
You have ever seen it? Have you ever seen it? A report to tell you, advise you as council that this is the exercise that was done in relation to revenue assessment,
yeah,
and this is what we can reasonably expect to generate. If we collect all the revenue, we can have something like $10 million in the year.
Yes.
Have you seen that report?
Yes, I have.
No, there's no report like that. No area council has ever had a report like that. What they do is a revenue assessment by the revenue collectors in that sense, and it comes in bits and pieces, and then they try to have a figure, overall figure, but they don't have an assessment report as, let's say, one document you can hold to know that after tabulating XYZ, the amount that we can get is this.
Okay, I won't disagree, but what I'm saying is that bits and pieces is a report, as far as I am concerned, because every
disjointed.
Thank you. So that's where I'm heading to.
Yes.
Even though it's disjointed, but every district will come up with its own output.
And having the revenue collectors to also do the assessment. The same person doing the assessment is the same person doing the collection.
No.
Yes. That's what they do. Or you don't know?
No, I wouldn't say I don't know. I would say no.
Here. They justify here.
Yeah, what I'm saying is no.
Okay. Explain to us.
It's no. What happened is, in assessment, sometimes we swap them. We swap them. Like in our case, to the best of my knowledge, we swap them. Like if you are in Care West, you will assess Yara West, or you assess somewhere. And then when it comes to collection, you go and collect where you didn't assess. And sometimes as well in assessment, there is always a helping hand. The counselor is supposed to be with the assessment team, the ward counselor, in my case.
Do you take part in this? Do you take part in the assessment? Because when you speak like this, it means you have knowledge as to the assessment process, and you do your best to make sure they are swapped so that they will not have the same person doing the collection and the assessment. Are you saying this as a matter of fact? Because that's not the evidence we have.
Yeah, the evidence I'm giving is I follow up with the finance department.
Do you see a list swapping these people?
No, there is nothing like a list that will be given to me that this is swapped.
Yes.
But that is normally the agreement and the arrangement between me and information that reach my desk.
Now, is it done?
Yeah, I believe it's done, because
it's different.
It's done, counsel, because on a normal circumstance, you cannot assess here and you collect the rest there.
Okay, that's so. No, not you cannot.
It's either if you do it, you don't do it alone. It's a team that will do it. Then you collect it.
No, let me help you. It does not appear as if you know how the assessment is done in practice. Maybe you know the instructions you give, but you do not follow up to know whether it is done like that or not. Or did you follow up to know exactly how it is done? Because we have interviewed them. I interviewed them here.
Yes.
And what we have gathered is that for the most part, those doing the assessment are the ones collecting the revenue, because they know the area, and that's the excuse.
Okay.
So your instructions, I'm not doubting that you did not give the instruction or discuss that with the finance director, but you also did not verify whether it's done.
Yeah, I do not go to the ground to verify. I do not do that. Absolutely.
Even to see.
Yeah, but
even to see a roster to show you. Well, Honorable Chairman, this is the roster we prepared for the assessment. It's going to start next week. X so and so name you will see put in one zone, and you will see the evidence on your desk. That is not done in that way, right?
Well, thank you for giving me that privileged information. But to the best of my knowledge,
yes,
they do not. Those that will collect will not be the one that will assess.
That's what you believe, right?
That is what I believe, and I think it's in practice. I believe it's in practice.
But you don't know.
I do not have evidence before me.
Yes.
But that is what I expect, and that is what information is given to me.
Okay.
So I rely on that information to inform this commission.
Yes.
That it is being done that way.
I think it has been done that way, because I gave them instructions to do it this way.
Yeah, I definitely will not argue, but I think maybe.
Sanneh, the idea that you have given you have the conviction that it should be done by a different group of people from those who are going to collect the revenue. That alone shows that you have the intention to do it right. Now, what I will tell you is, when you go back, you do it right, to make sure you follow up on the plan to make sure it is done in the right way. Because to just say, I think that they have done it in the right way, would not be sufficient, because you would not now follow up on your instructions.
Yeah.
You understand that? But at least you know that the right thing to do is to do it in this manner. Because then you would have had maybe, you know how people are. We see these revenue suppressions happening constantly, and sometimes it takes time before it is detected, and that's the case. And it's all because of the pre-existing arrangements that are made, so that it will not give them too much room to to mess with council's funds. You understand that? Now, the other issue is, do you, in relation to your role as a chairman, do you have an internal audit unit from 2018 to 2023?
Yes.
Is it functional? Are all payments, do all payments pass through internal audit before they are authorized?
Yeah, it's functional, even though we had some challenges in the past. But of recent, I think we had done some good work to see how we adjust on that. That is mainly 2024 to date.
Yes.
I think, yes, we've made some significant improvement in
Because
relation to... Yeah.
The law requires that every payment must pass through internal audit, correct?
Yeah, that is why we reflected on that to do our restructuring and do some adjustments to make sure that we work in line with the law.
Okay. Training and information technology policies, you have any? You have an IT department?
No, we do not have an established IT department yet.
Is there any reason why?
Yes, the reason is progressive. We would want to have one later, but as of now...
Later? When is later?
When we would be able to...
What is the challenge?
We are constrained by resources, and that is finance, to employ, to create all those units and be able to pay all of them. Okay. So that is why we gradually work, even though we have somebody who is unofficially working as IT information or...
Why unofficial?
Yeah, the person helps in doing some IT job.
Is he paid?
He's paid in his capacity that he is employed for.
How? How is he remunerated?
Pardon?
In fact, when was this?
This would be 2003-04.
Okay.
Yes.
Certainly not within our mandate. Maybe you do it the right way, but not within our mandate.
Did I say, okay, 2023-04?
2023-04. We stop at January. We'll just pass that. The issue is that anyone working for the area council you try to make sure it passes through the normal employment procedures laid down by law. Okay?
Yeah.
The other issue is standing orders. You have standing orders that govern your council list?
No.
Okay, is there any reason why?
We didn't develop one as of now. We've discussed it over and over, and the challenge was, or the reason for not having it was over the time that we need a retainer for some good advice before we just do everything on our own. And getting a retainer was a challenge based on limited resources. But just very recently, I think we've finalized on getting somebody to work with so that we are able to get our standing orders and probably some other laws that we will need for our council.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have funds that were, projects that were funded either in part or in whole by donors or government, also funded projects, correct?
Yes.
Do you audit these projects after its completion?
Whether the council do audit them?
Yes.
Yeah, all I know, from the council generated resources or revenue, the internal auditor will preside over, and as well, the external auditors from the national audit will come, and then they will audit all the projects,
yes,
including our own funded projects.
But how about the internal auditor?
Yeah, the internal auditor will do, of course. That one is.
Is that done for your projects? For your projects?
Yeah, council-funded projects. The internal auditor,
Do you have the project list, if you asked to produce it, from 2018 to 2023, that were funded in part or in whole by either by donors or government?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I may not have all of them, but I can vividly remember.
Not now. for you to pick it up and bring it forward. Please note that down.
List of projects.
Yes.
Funded, co-funded by partners and council.
Yes.
Okay.
Any questions on the TOR before I move to other issues?
Mr. Sanneh, there has been some issues relating to privately procured receipts. Were you aware of this?
No.
It was never brought to your attention?
No, I'm not aware of it.
Did you people at any time discuss the audit reports at council level?
Yes, we do.
Now, you have talked about the fact that you have not had regulations since 2018.
Yep.
You are just now trying to get it done. Why didn't you seek the support and assistance of the Ministry of Justice? Because that is the responsibility of the Ministry of Justice, to help government institutions to come up with such. Even whereas you contract somebody to do the regulations, they will still be sent to Ministry of Justice to see whether they have complied with the proper drafting mechanism. So why didn't you take the opportunity of seeking assistance from the Ministry of Justice from 2018 to date?
Well, we could have done that, and we didn't do that. Probably that was a lapse on our side. Yeah, that was a lapse on our side. We could have done it, but it is my belief as well that we have a line ministry that will ultimately have a responsibility to facilitate some of those things on behalf of the councils.
Yes, but if you don't write to the Ministry of Justice, to your line ministry,
yeah,
to indicate the urgency of what you need and what you needed to be supported for, you think it will happen?
Yeah, it won't. It won't. It will be difficult to happen. But out of experience, and I will not take that as an excuse. I will take responsibility that we could have done it. But here and there, we've written requests for support for some.
We have facts, and we have evidence that for most of this council, they write to the ministry, and the ministry will not take action. We have that, and we know that for a fact.
That is my conclusion.
They have not been proactive in taking decisions and in responding to you when you write to them. We have seen that. And
yes,
for most of the witnesses that sit on that seat have made mention of the fact that they write, and the ministry will not have the courtesy of replying to them or to take action.
Yeah. That's why
we have noted that.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, on the issue of overdraft, what is your estimated budget? For instance, 2022-2023. What was your estimated budget?
I do not remember it offhand right now.
You cannot remember?
No, I do not remember it offhand.
Now, based on the facts, your council have been consistently taking overdrafts, which is not in compliance with the financial manual. Are you aware of that fact? Yeah,
we've been taking overdraft for some times, yes.
For over the years. And these overdrafts are for payment of salaries. And sometimes for certain expenditures. Is that correct?
Yeah, we do take overdraft for salaries mainly, mostly, yes. On projects or other expenditures, that may be very minimal, if any.
Now, did you at any point in time sit in council to consider the amount of money you pay in terms of servicing this overdraft to the banks?
No, we haven't. We have never sat to reflect on what the overdrafts we are taking from the banks.
So it will be fair to say that your budgets that you have had over from 2018 to 2023 are not realistic budgets.
The budgets, I won't say are not realistic, based on the fact that at the time of budgeting, we do project that this is what we are expecting. But at the end of the day, based on factors that I can mention, we might not be able to meet our expected budget lines. So, and I think I will relate it to that more than to relate it to unrealistic.
What are the issues?
Yeah, over the years, we had series of challenges in terms of particularly revenue collection. Even though we will be able to expect that this is what we will get, it is very difficult to get them. We were having no transportation at all. The revenue
but Mr. Sanneh, if collection has been your problem, how certain are we that the assessment you made is a realistic assessment as to have the opportunity to make informed projection in the drafting of your in the putting together of your budget?
Yeah, I mean,
you have a challenge of having transport.
Yes.
How are we sure that the people that you have given the assignment to go and do the assessment, they have done a proper assessment?
Yeah, assessment and revenue collection are completely different.
Yes.
Assessment mostly will be very rigorous and it's a short span of time. But revenue collection will be a whole year process. So, and that makes the difference. And even wherein we use personal transportations in terms of favors from some of the staff, or we, stretch to do the assessment, we might not use the same approach to do the collection. So that's why.
So why would that be the case then? Because if, based on what I am getting from you, is that you do a proper assessment. But that is not what we have as facts before us. That you do a proper assessment and you exactly know how much you are supposed to earn as income. And, by you knowing what you are supposed to earn, it dictates how you are supposed to expend, because you are tying it down to the income that you are getting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So over the years, having realized the problem, what did you do to solve the problem of collecting the revenue? When you are telling us that you are really sure of the collectible revenue from the ground.
No, probably, maybe I made a mistake if I say we are sure. I don't think I said we are sure. Okay. But whatever the case may be, when assessment is done, we expect that this is what will come. So, under normal circumstances, even if we have all the resources, sometimes you may not get it. Because sometimes there is compliance issue. So, and that is beyond even your own limit sometimes. So, even though I mentioned transportation as a factor, it's not only limited to that.
So what do you do? What do you do in your bid to make sure that the areas are collected?
Thank you. So what we do is we have a famous event program that we do conduct. We call it Bantaba engagement or town hall meetings. These town hall meetings, we engage with our stakeholders, that is the taxpayers, and that we are very much active with. We talk to them, and we have radio programs as well, that we can only do work when they pay their taxes. So that is what we do. So sometimes we go to radio, sometimes we do outreaches, and that is normally done in partnership with Galga. UNDP has been a very good support in terms of that. So we go down to sensitize and to engage. Sometimes also we engage the alkalis. And recently, I can say, especially this year, going into 2025, we have engaged the chiefs and the alkalis very well, so that they help us in generating our revenue from the taxpayers.
Council, you may proceed.
Now, Mr. Sanneh, we discussed the issue of the internal audit. we realized that for the most part in this period, internal audit was not used in relation to making sure that payment vouchers will pass through the internal audit from 2018 to 2023. Is that correct?
I do not understand what you say.
I said, back to the issue of the internal audit, we realized that for the period under review, 2018 to 2023, internal audit was not consulted for pre-payment authorization.
I agree. It was not effectively utilized. The internal audit was not effectively utilized.
Okay, the reason is?
Part of it I will relate it to work culture. And that is something that over time we are working on to address. But that is the reality. It has not been effectively utilized. But I can assure you, or I can happily tell you, that that is becoming a thing of the past, based on the engagement of the audit committee, and I think the audit committee is doing very well to make sure that some of those things are a thing of the past. Okay.
The COVID fund, monies were generated. You secured funding from, is it the Israeli embassy?
Yes.
And do we have, you have a special account for this that was created for the COVID fund?
COVID fund?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Is that account audited? Do we know?
I am not sure the account has been audited yet. Yes. I'm not sure it has been audited yet, although I need to confirm.
Please do that, because we need to know all the payments that were made in the account and the withdrawals thereto and what the purpose of the withdrawals were.
Yeah.
You guys have had an auction before in council?
Yes. Some time back, we had auction of some of our old vehicles.
Old vehicles?
Yeah.
What process was followed?
Well, to the best of my knowledge, the contracts committee was involved with the CEO's office, and the contracts committee did its job to...
Were you involved?
No, I wasn't.
Did you purchase?
I was consulted. And the processes I was informed in due course, and until it was done and I got the feedback that payments were done.
Did you purchase any of these vehicles?
No.
Did you have a report after this?
Pardon?
A report?
No, I don't think a report was generated out.
So we know that by Jibisala,
yes,
bought a Volvo, I think, a pickup, a Toyota pickup for $100,000. Mr. Bojang bought a Volvo for $200,000. The Mitsubishi was sold to one Sheikh Boyo Sambo at $100,000. Another Mitsubishi to Mr. Nyang, the Mitsubishi to Mr. Nyang at $120, and a scrap Mitsubishi to pass it CC at $70 or so $1,000. Do you notice at the time? You knew at the time? Please get the witness water.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I was informed about the auction. The outcome of the auction was not properly reported.
Even the process of the auction,
the process and the outcome was not properly reported to my office.
Okay.
Some of the information, even before you get to that, I think it was later that I came to know some of the information that emanated from the auction process.
Like what kind of information you're referring to?
Like the vehicles that were auctioned, the vehicles in total that were auctioned,
right,
and the amount charged for the vehicles and who bought them.
Yes.
I still cannot even confirm the buyers all the buyers of the vehicles, yes.
And why is it the case? Why was it? Why is it the case that you did not know who purchased these vehicles?
Ordinarily, I would not know from the beginning.
Yes.
I would know probably from later, maybe when the report is produced or the process is done. I expect feedback from the team, that is the CEO and the contracts committee. So, but that was never forthcoming, except until later when the finance committee and the general counsel drew attention to the CEO concerning this auction vehicles.
Yes.
That was when I got part of the information on the sales of the auction vehicles.
And what did you do?
Yeah, I followed up with the CEO and the finance department, then the finance director, Jibisala, to produce us information. And I think not only me, I reported it to the general counsel, and the general counsel requested that there is report and payment of all the vehicles, because at the time, not all the monies were paid.
The problem is not just the money. So the problem is that there is no procedure that was followed. Do you understand that? So they could have paid the money in full, but that would not account for the true value of the assets that were auctioned. In fact, they were not auctioned, they were sold to them. Do you understand that? Because, number one, there needed to be a correct assessment by, you will call it a group or committee or board, to say that these are the assets that we want to dispose of. Correct? You must have approval from GPPA. Correct? You must have a report with respect to the state of those assets to ascertain as to whether they were not in the position to be serviced, they were unserviceable goods, or maintaining them will cost more than what you will lose if you dispose them. Do you understand that? So these requirements were not met. So that if the auction or if the sale to the staff of council, let's say, generates $1 million, there's a high chance that it could have generated $3 million. So not only are they corrupt in adopting a procedure that they knew it was wrong, but they are also causing economic loss. Is that not the case? Because if they are buying it, they're not going to buy it for the usual, normal price. They're going to ask for a discount. And the person selling is the person buying. So do you not see a problem in that?
Absolutely, I agree.
But why did you address it then?
Yeah, but that was not on my knowledge at the time. I even never knew that a staff was buying, or who was buying. That was not on my knowledge.
I agree, Honorable Chairperson. If you were there and you knew about it at the time, I would have told you. The question now is, after you knew about it, and you know the fraud involved because of fraudulent practice, you should have done something about it. The council should have done something about it.
Yeah, what the council did was, because for the auction, you've enumerated some points that we missed from the beginning.
Right.
That is to say, the GPP, there could have been an assessment,
right.
GPP did that and that, all things, and approval is given for us to go into auction. We didn't do all that. But yes. I can tell you the idea to auction emanated and was approved by the council. But when it was passed over to this contracts and the CEO's office to do the rest, that's where the whole, these other things happen. The sales, or if you like, the auction happen. So, but apart from that, the process, I was not in the picture as to who bought or the vehicles, and until later, when I came to know that the payments were not coming, right. That was when we know, and it was mentioned in the General Council. And General Council made recommendation that the payments must be done immediately.
Yes.
So that's where, our attention was drawn, and that was the decision.
I agree, Honorable Chairman.
Yes.
I agree 100%. My question, my issue is only with respect to one point. That is, when you knew about it, you and council, being one and the same, when you knew about it, you only focused on recovering the money.
Yeah.
Correct? But little did you know that the money could have been 5 times more than what they were supposed to pay. Because they did not have an auction in the first place. Because in an auction, you have your reserve price. And so, for instance, if it's a laptop, the reserve price is $10,000, the highest bidder may pay $50,000. Is that not the case? Mm-hmm. So you would have caused financial loss to council for one item or one asset, right? And several items. We would have known as well the true state of the asset to be disposed of, so that they would not just come up with a fake story that it has a problem, the engine, and so on and so forth. Maybe it's a minor problem, maybe it's fixable. You were complaining of not having vehicles for some time, and that is a problem, right?
Yeah.
And so what they would have cost council might have been more than $2, $3, $4, $5 million.
Yeah, I agree with you entirely. I think that was an oversight.
You should have called for disciplinary actions.
We could have probably called for an assessment and then look critically into the pricing and the state of the vehicles being in question. So that was overlooked. Maybe it was experience matter. Maybe I have never been, in any auction business, and I do not have any experience in auction and all those stuff. So, and I am sure a good number of my councillors too. So that was an oversight from our side.
But you know, even without reading, naturally, that the person selling cannot be the person buying.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to put it in the most simple term so that people listening will understand. And you know what I mean. The person selling can't be the person buying. Do you understand that? Yeah. Because remember, you are selling what doesn't belong to you. You are entrusted by the people to sell on their behalf. If you come back and in turn to buy it, you will not buy it for the price that it is, for its worth. So that the employees of council are the last option when it comes to the disposal of assets. The employees of council are not really the first option. The first option is supposed to be open. Is that not the case?
Yeah, I agree with you. I said so. I agree with you. It was lack of knowledge about who is buying. Actually, whoever has bought. It was after that we knew.
Yes, and that's what I'm now focused on after.
Yes. So your expectation is we should have come up with some punitive measures so that those who were caught in that action were dealt with.
Yes.
As per what they have done.
Right.
We didn't do that. I can't remember. Although we were so much focused on the money than maybe the actions to punish those who were selling and at the same time buying.
Right.
So. That is actually what happened. We didn't focus on punishing them, but rather we were much concerned about recovering our funds.
Okay.
On the issue of recovery of funds, Mr. Sanneh, there is this 178,721.15. This was a finding made on vouchers that were missing. Payments made, and up to this date, I don't think these amounts were recovered, or the cash books were reviewed to find out where this money has gone to. This is contained in the audit report.
Mm-hmm.
Was this issue resolved?
I have to confirm with the audit department to
yes,
know
please.
whether it is addressed or not.
Yes, please note that. And there is also the sum of 324,621.80. These are also payments that the council ought to have recovered. But these are unposted payments in your financial books. That is the cash book and your ledgers. And up to date, these monies have not been recovered. Why?
I definitely may not know that, why, but so I can confirm from the audit.
Yes, so please note the amount, 324,621.80.
621. The first one you said was 125?
178,725.15. This is contained in Annex 1 of the said audit report. That's the NAO audit report.
Okay.
And they did highlight the inconsistencies. They did highlight the inconsistencies and the lack of assessment that has been done to give a proper projection of collectible revenue.
The inconsistency in?
I said they highlighted inconsistencies and lack of proper assessment of collectible revenue.
Yeah.
Is that the situation?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
Now, Mr. Sanneh.
Yes, please.
By GB Sala, was your director of finance at one time?
Yes, he was.
You've learned about the issue of receipts. Now, how do you procure your receipts at council level?
We make requests to the Gambia Printing.
Yes.
Yeah. Then, based on that, supply is done and we pay.
Okay. You have learned that there are allegations that by GB Sala procured receipts from a private businessman at Brusubi for the center. Correct?
No, I have no knowledge about that.
Okay. So now, the receipts that are issued to the center manager, do you verify to know? You have not done that?
No, I do not verify.
Okay. So now we're telling you that Mr. Sala procured receipts from Brusubi, from a businessman. And one of the books generated a revenue of $1.8 million. And there are other remaining 13 books that could not be traced. So how do you manage, or how do you oversee the activities of the Sun Center? As council or as chairman?
The center has a manager, and
yes.
I give a revenue collector attached to the manager. And the collector will collect the revenue that is generated from the center and deposit into the accounts. The finance department, of course, the finance director monitors all revenue collectors.
Okay. Now, you bought land for the council during your period?
Yes, we bought lands.
2 plots?
Yeah, 2 plots. Yeah.
Please explain to us the process.
Based on the fact that we saw the need that Soma is fastly growing. Soma, that is the capital of my area.
Yes.
Is fastly growing, and there is demand for land.
Yes.
And based on our vision for the area, we thought it wise to buy some plots of land and bank them for future use. So it could be for markets, it could be for any other thing that the council may need it for. So that is why we made an investment and a decision to buy these 2 plots of land. And the program is supposed to continue. We still believe that we need more land to bank for the council for the future.
All right.
Yeah, so the council by authority do not have its own land that it could utilize at any. Of course, we have the privilege through the planning authority to request for land allocation. But sometimes you need certain land in certain locations, prime areas. So these 2 plots of land that we bought are in prime areas. You know, so we bought it strategically so that we bank it for the council, or we bank them for the council.
Okay. Now, Mr. Sanneh, what was the process followed for the purchase of these 2 plots of land?
We had somebody selling the 2 plots at different times, and they engaged the management, and at the level of the management, we took a decision to buy them, and we bought them. That was the process taken.
How much?
I cannot remember exactly how much for both of them. I remember they were all over 100,000.
Both?
Yes, both of them. Each of them was over 100,000.
Was the council aware?
The general council, very well.
Before the purchase?
I cannot ascertain before the purchase of the properties, but subsequently the council was very well aware.
Right. That's all for the witness for today. We have few questions for him which we want to ask the witness tomorrow morning. We will need him to be here just for 1 hour, Mr. Sanneh. Yes.
Now, Mr. Sanneh, going by your statement, will it be a fair statement to indicate or to say that there have been some systematic and non-compliance with the operations at the council, based on what you have in your statement?
Well, I think I will say we are not perfect. That's what I will say for that. We are not perfect. We have some challenges that led to some of those instances. They might not even be deliberate. There might be challenges that sometimes are, even beyond our own capacity to handle. So
no,
I won't say.
No, Mr. Sanneh, let me just cut you in. The reports and the facts state that, for instance, let me give you an example. The contracts committee, in 2018, you did not have a contracts committee. You set up your contract committee in 2019. Is that not correct? I said...
I can't remember, but I won't...
it's in the audit report.
Yeah, I do not disagree.
So, for you to tell us now that these are mistakes that are not attributable to the system's failure, it will be very difficult to appreciate, because the law is very clear. And the issue of contract committee is very fundamental, and you could only set up your contract committee in 2019.
Yeah.
What mistake or delayance should have happened that you cannot set up your contracts committee when you are doing procurement? So which means the procurements that were done in 2018, for whole of 2018, was a one-man show. That is between the CEO, sorry, not a one-man show, between the CEO, the Director of Finance, and ultimately you as the chair, because you will be informed about the procurements that have been done. Yeah,
I want to agree with you that those systemic issues do exist.
Yes. But that is what you said. Yeah. You were honest to say it in your statement. I just gave you what you said.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. That
there were systemic non-compliance.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, yes, I do not conclude there. I am now trying to say,
yes,
even though there were systemic issues,
yes,
there were some reasons or some factors,
yes,
that were responsible. This is based on a lot of them that I can mention.
Yes, but you did not make, sorry, you did not make the changes. No, let me just come here. Let me come in here. You did not make these changes till 2024, from 2019, when you even started putting together your committees.
No.
You had 2019 to 2020, 2023
No,
to make amendments.
No, Ma, we have done series of changes, adjustments.
Yes.
It may be difficult to mention all of them here and for you to notice, but if we hadn't, it would have been very serious, because we have inherited something that you will definitely not be pleased with. So over the period, even in 2018 itself, a lot of work has been done. Everything didn't happen at once, though, but over time, we've done a lot. 2024 just witnessed the maturing of some of the efforts. When we came, you know, there was only one person with a high national diploma, HND, only one. The rest, no diploma at all. It's either GCO level or secondary school or no, you know.
No certificate.
No certificate. So remember, so how do we move from that? And looking at the composition of the council itself, council members. So there has to be a take-off position. And that take-off position, you have to gradually build on that. You just cannot do everything at once. So even to establish a contest committee that will be responsive will be a challenge. Because you do not only want to have a contest committee just for the sake of having a contest committee, but you want to have a contest committee that can properly handle issues. So, and a lot of other things. So I'm sorry to say, but that's why I'm saying there were systemic issues when it comes to compliance, and very well I agree. We had compliance issues very well, but there were underpinning factors that were even beyond our control. So over time, we have to deal with that. And I can tell you, today we are counting up to 3 people with masters, more than 4 people with first degree, and series of diplomas. So, and this all progressively is what is supposed to put up reform and restructure the institution to be able to respond to some of these systemic issues. So that is why I was referring to the challenges. Thank you.
All right. Let me just ask you the last question. Now, for the revenue suppression that has happened over the years, as reflected in the audit reports that we have, it is noted that not much action is being taken to address these issues. So what is your response?
Yeah, the revenue issue is a challenge. It's a big challenge. And
is revenue suppression. That is what I said.
You mean revenue suppression by who?
Yes, by collectors.
By collectors?
Yes.
Suppressing revenue?
Yes. And this have been mentioned in the audit reports over the period.
That collectors do suppress revenue?
Yes. That they do not lodge all the revenue they have collected into their accounts, and also they do not properly enter this to reflect what they have collected over the period, to allow you to make for sound and correct financial analysis or reports.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I now understand. Yeah. I mean, we've taken some measures to address those kind of issues, and even beyond that, the council, with the cooperation of the finance department and the finance subcommittee, has done tremendous work on addressing, even though we would still believe that there may be room for improvement, but we have done some work to address it in terms of revenues collected to be deposited in the bank without even coming to the council, to the office. And probably also in terms of auditing, there is, proper auditing, pre-audit for expenditures and monthly audit reporting, and engagement with the finance department periodically. I take it upon my own self, periodically invite the finance department and the revenue collectors to interface with them, so that we are all on the same line. Because some of these things, like I said, are work culture issues. Some are attitudinal issues. But then we have to sell our vision to some of them to understand. And we have to sell the realities to some of them, that it is not business as usual. So these are some of the measures we are taking. It might not all be addressed at once, but I believe we are making some efforts to addressing them, and positive things are emerging now.
Thank you, Mr. Sanneh. So we'll see tomorrow, and endeavor to bring us some of these documents that we've been asked to bring, so that we will look at it tomorrow.
Yeah,
yes.
If I can say this, I may not be able to go back to LRR today.
Okay, no problem.
So
we will give you time.
Some of them online, probably I can get them,
yes.
my people to scan and send them, but some of them I may not be able to.
Yes. So the ones that you will get, we will admit those ones, and then after tomorrow we will give you the opportunity to get us whatever is remaining.
Thank you.
So we may rise.